If I were to summarize you, Nicki Minaj influence with a slight hint of like High School Musical.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for the drop. I'm gonna wait for the drop. Then weirdly, Lordin's not my real name. Yeah.
Shut your face.
Really?
What?
Stop. I went on a really bad date recently.
Tell
And
us.
after that I went,
tea.
I'm actually
Yeah.
good. Imposter syndrome, where we think like, oh, I'm
100%.
from here, I can't do this, can't do that. And it's like, that's not real. It's like,
Yeah.
you just have to
No.
just focus.
You're not allowed to give up. Like, you're not allowed.
No.
No, I
Oh, you're telling me I can't give up?
you're actually not allowed.
He came like 45 minutes late.
Don't you hate it when people are late?
Don't you? Yeah,
I need you.
there's-
I need
I
you.
need
I'm
you.
anxiously
I
attached.
need you guys.
Yeah,
Can we be
yeah.
friends?
Yeah,
please?
yeah.
Yes. What were you saying before about UK artists versus American? Because I do feel like it's harder to pop off a little bit in the UK than it would be like in America.
I think so. I actually don't know the reason why. I feel like now it's down to the creative to be in control of the output and not be so
Yeah.
attached to the like how it does or how it's received. But I do feel like in terms of like as a business, in terms of labels and management, for some reason it's harder to get. Like I've been independent for 6 years now, which I love and I've
Okay.
learned a lot from.
Yeah.
But obviously it would have been nice to have like had a
Signed
manager
to-
or had some type of help. And I have had like meetings and stuff, but I don't know. But then I also think it just takes artists a long time to establish themselves and know who they are in every.
So you're completely independent.
So
Yeah.
So you do all of that yourself. Like, who does the
Yeah.
music? Who
Yeah.
does that? You do the music?
No,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. Well, I do like the songwriting and the ideas of the songs, but I work with a producer that I've met like through mutual friends and stuff.
Okay.
And where do you record?
I record
Like in a
now. I
studio?
record at his house. Yeah,
Oh,
I used
okay.
to be at a studio, but like my producer and me, he's like a big brother for me now, which
Oh,
is
that's
so
cute,
nice. So
that's cute.
we're close.
Yeah, I like it because so we were saying hold hands
Mm.
is what we like initially heard, and then
Yeah.
Little Nas like ruined it for everyone. But I love that song, and I think it's. How old were you when you started that?
I think I was 20, 21. I think
Oh,
21.
okay. Well, how old are
Yeah,
you now?
27.
So let's talk a little bit about your music then, because
Mhm.
it's what you do. Are you full-time independently doing music now? What is your how do you write music? How do you come up with what you want to do? Like, why are you doing it? What made you think like we need this? We need this.
We need this. Yeah. I feel like to start with, I always loved music and I always wrote when I was younger, and I genuinely thought it was something that everyone did, which is so bizarre. But I saw it as like it was a really private, like personal thing. It would be like songs to help me get over whatever I was going through at the time. And when I was younger, I basically didn't have loads of money growing up. So I had no way of like going to the studio, paying studio time. I didn't have any links with people in the industry. So I didn't really know how I was going to get into it. But I always had in my head, I love music. I want to do this. I write songs one day. Hopefully it'll happen.
Yeah.
And then weirdly, like my career took a different thing within the entertainment industry, which
Okay.
I got links from. And then when I got my first job in Motown, like as a performer, I was earning enough money to pursue music. So I think initially it was just kind of whatever came out, I just wrote and just put it out. And I
Yeah.
was so naive. I had no idea of like how it was going to be received or like what it meant to be an artist. I was just kind of like verbal
Anything in
diarrhea
your
through
mind,
song.
just
Literally.
like, yeah, I
I
get
look
that.
back to my old music. Like I recently re-released like a mixtape of songs I did called That Crusty Old Mixtape. Which is, like, a stupid name.
yeah.
Which is like all the songs that I made in that flow state of just like having fun, not
Yeah.
really thinking about it too much. And then once it's out and people receive it, it then becomes this weird lens of like people perceiving you a certain type of way
Yeah.
that I never really thought of. Like, if that makes
Like
sense.
what? What do
yeah.
they perceive you?
Like, I guess kind of a caricature of like either a gay artist or a gay rapper or like, and I think in a way I kind of boxed myself in accidentally by coming out with a song like Hold Hands is my first song.
Yeah, okay.
But then I feel like I tried to make it more personal and honest with my music, and I went the complete opposite way where I was talking about me and my real life and things that are happening.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like now I have a really good intention of like why I'm doing it. And when I write intentionally thinking, who do I want this to reach? How do I want to make people feel? But I feel like that's just come over time knowing who I am as a person and as an artist. But it's
Who do you
taken a
want
long
to
time.
reach?
Who do I want to reach?
Yeah, like that's really interesting. Like, who do you imagine like when you're writing a song? Is it healing you, your inner child, or you?
Yeah, that's where my mind
Yeah.
went.
Yeah,
actually.
100%.
Is it?
I feel like when I was younger, for example, two people that really stood out to me when I was coming out was Frank Ocean, because he came out around the same time that I came out, and he was just at he's a musical genius anyway.
Love him. Yeah. Love. When's
Love
the new
him.
album coming out?
If ever. It was Frank Ocean and Nicki Minaj, because I just love her. I just
It's
love
because
her.
like I feel like our age group,
I
like we
know.
all just grew up with her. Do you know what I mean? She was the
100%.
queen of
But
rap,
I can't
like-
get on
Yeah.
board with her new stuff.
Really?
I'm really old school, and I
No.
love her old music. But like her new
Yeah.
stuff, I don't hate it, but I'm not as obsessed as I was with like itty bitty piggy.
Yeah, a lot of people say this. I do feel like maybe before she was a lot more playful and fun, and then obviously
Yeah.
as things happen and life goes on, I feel like she's had to like stick to her roots, be like, I'm a rapper, and like,
yeah,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
kind of
Veer off
sad.
so much anymore. I think.
Yeah. But I just love how versatile she is, how playful she is, and I feel like she had a very similar upbringing to me, so I feel like I really resonated with her even before I knew anything about her.
okay.
Okay.
So yeah, so those two, for example, for me, if I didn't have them at that time in my life, I don't know how I would have got over what I was going through, because it's such like music's such a personal thing that like, I don't know, it's like a connection between you and the artist that just,
Yeah.
I don't know, I just love it.
And certain songs like come out at the perfect time when you're going through stuff.
Literally.
Yeah, that is weird,
I
isn't
can
it?
think
Literally.
of like any point in my life what sound or soundtrack or artist is linked to that, and I listen to it now and it brings me straight back to when I was 18 in Australia, for example. Like,
Yeah, from
Oh my
Australia.
god, did you go to Australia?
shut your story mouth. You're
I
so
actually didn't know
annoying.
that. That's cool.
So I feel like no, not that I'm from Australia, but
Oh, you were
yeah.
okay.
So at certain points,
Travelled.
You're so annoying.
Well
Shut up.
travelled. I'm crying.
I'm
so well-travelled.
I'm not like the other
hate you
gays.
so much.
No.
So cute. Okay, go on.
Stop it.
The point is that I feel like it is strong, and I do get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I feel like getting older and now being on the other side, I'm like, I have to be intentional, being like, I guess it definitely is healing my inner child. And also, I guess young upcoming performers to like, I feel like I owe it to myself and to other people to not give up, because even though I've been doing it for like 6 years independently now, I feel like I haven't really started. And I feel like I've only just started to understand like where I'm at and my power and what I can do
Okay.
and what I will do.
Yes.
But it's taken me a really long time as a human to get to that point of being like, oh, I am that and I can do that.
Yeah.
And it's not like, because you know, as people, we always get sometimes imposter syndrome, or we think like, oh, I'm
100%.
from here, I can't do this, can't do that. And it's like, that's not real. It's like,
Yeah.
you just have to
No.
just focus.
You're not allowed to give up. Like, you're not allowed.
No.
No, I
Oh, you're telling me I can't give up?
you're actually not allowed, because we were talking about it on the way
great.
up here, and we were talking about how long it takes like for someone to really like break through, or someone whatever.
Yeah.
And you feel like it's an overnight success,
Mm.
but it rarely actually is. Like,
It's
even for the
true.
biggest artists, even
Yeah.
for like Beyonce, Adele, Lauryn Hill, like you think of like these big, who was it? Sabrina Carpenter, you said was like doing
there's
it
a
for
thing that she's been doing it
years.
for like 10 years before, and
Before-
it's only
It's
espresso
so
which
true.
You just
pops her
have
off.
to
It's
have
so
to
true.
keep going, because like you have talent, and like not just because you're here, genuinely like your music is good.
Thank
So
you very much.
you can't give up.
I
Like, you
appreciate
genuinely
that.
can't give up.
Thank you.
You have to, because I love it. And if I
Thank
can
you.
say,
Yeah.
what your music style, right?
Yeah.
So excited. What are you gonna say?
Uh-oh.
Were you excited? Or are you nervous?
No, mix of both.
Oh no.
Were you silent or were you silenced? No,
Were you silent or were you silenced? That's
basically, so your music, right? Obviously, like it's kind of, it moves a little bit. It moves. What's the genre? Not house, but it's giving that
Like
clubby
pop.
vibe sometimes, like the poppy vibes, and then it goes into like rap, and then there's a little bit of soul singing.
Mm-hmm.
So it does move. But I was like, if I were to summarize you, I'll ask you how you would summarize yourself, but I would be like, oh, like a Nicki Minaj influence with a slight hint of like High School Musical.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's girl.
I'm gonna wait for the drop. I'm gonna wait for the drop. No, I'm obsessed with that. Well, I was a big fan of High School Musical.
Because
so
I could tell.
I know exactly
Yeah.
why.
Catch it.
catch
Yeah.
it. No, stop it. That's
Because
so funny.
like when it came on, I don't know why I was imagining Corbin Blue dancing to it.
No, stop it. That's so funny.
I don't know if that's what you're going for.
No, I
Apologies.
lit. I love that.
I love
Catch
that
It is
song.
very Corbin Blue.
It is.
That's so funny.
I love that song, and I was like, "Why do I love it so much?" She's like, "Why is it High School Musical?"
It's very
It's
that.
such a good, yeah.
When I first released, I put like every song. I try and think of like what the emoji would be for the song or like the
Oh,
cover,
that's
and
amazing.
like it was the basketball emoji.
Yeah.
So that would
Catch
that
it.
would tie into it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And really weirdly, in a new song that I've written that I released and I've now deleted, going to re-release it.
Oh.
I said, "Call me Sharpay, I'm no Chad," which is like a High School Musical reference.
my-
Isn't that crazy?
See,
Yeah.
I know.
Like for real.
I know.
You felt
Yeah.
it through.
His favorite movie is High School Musical 2. He watches it when he's sad. He just
Oh,
doesn't
that's
tell
so
anyone.
funny.
yeah.
Very
He just
that.
sat there like,
Very that. No, I actually, I love High School Musical. I love musicals in general.
do you? Have you
Yeah.
seen Wicked?
Yeah.
Do you
Oh
love
my
it?
god, I watched it by myself. I worked front of house at Wicked for 3 years when I was at drama school.
Oh, fine.
So I felt very like tied into the musical because I watched it every single night and I was like,
Okay.
one day I want to be on the stage. So I was like,
Well, you get to watch it
training.
every night.
Yeah, so like being front of house, you have to like collect tickets and then you have to sit in as an usher and make sure that people aren't filming the show on your phone.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, so I did that for 3 years. So I felt very like then I became obsessed with the musical because I never watched it before.
fine. Yeah.
And then watching the movie and seeing Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande do it, I was like, it's
Yeah.
just
Unpopular
It's,
opinion.
you didn't like it.
Okay, I know it's a good movie,
Okay.
but I'm not much of a musical person.
Fair enough.
But I do think it was overhyped to what it was a little
Really?
bit. Like Cynthia, I love, and I'll always.
Stop this now.
Like I love her so
Yeah.
much, and before all of this, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't know if it's. A
I
little bit
think it was
overhyped.
marketed as a
Really?
good movie, like an amazing movie,
Mm.
not marketed as a musical. And I think a lot of people were confused because obviously it's a musical, but like you would go there thinking it was going to be like an Avenger, like it was marketed like just a blockbuster movie. And then people went there and they were like, I'm a little bit bored. There's a bit too much music. There's a bit too much singing.
Really?
I don't think him and my sister both were like, oh, it's a lot of singing, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah.
But
it's
it is a
musical.
musical, so
Yeah.
it's obviously going
But
to
it wasn't.
be
It wasn't
that.
entirely marketed.
Had you seen the show before?
No.
Or I think that's probably what it is as well. 'Cause
Really?
I feel like, because I feel like the musical is such like a...
Culty.
I would, I would.
Yeah.
If I had watched it with a naked eye, I would probably.
The untalented eye.
No, I would probably think the same. I would because but I guess knowing it is different. I feel like there's two different viewers' perspectives. People that like know the musical theatre or know the show and want to watch a film. Do you know what I mean?
And it is impressive, like when you know that like they sung it all live.
Live.
Like I'm
Yeah.
just like that is insane, and like the singing capabilities of everyone pretty much on there.
Yeah.
Bar
Apart
one,
from-
but I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
I was-
Bar one. I think I know who you're talking about.
Like insane, like
Yeah.
incredible.
Singing wise, you have sung live.
I have.
What is that
I have.
actually like?
Yeah.
Like, I always wonder what this is like.
What do you mean, like?
Because
on
I'm just thinking
stage?
of Renaissance of all the videos where Beyonce has
you have your
like,
in
it's
and you're like,
tick tick tick.
Yeah.
I'm like, is
What
that
is it
it's
like? What is it like?
It's.
Do you have a ritual before you go on stage?
I have to like really calm myself down because like I still to this day get really bad like nerves before I perform, especially like singing solo. The more you do, like the easier it gets.
Okay.
But it feels like the only way I can explain sometimes is like being in a fish tank. Like everything just feels not that I know what being in a fish tank is, but like everything just feels or like in water, everything just feels really like slow mo. It's like there's so much going on around you, and you have to be so calm and grounded and centered because otherwise, like you have people that are like obviously like singing along or having a good time and dancing.
Yeah.
There's lights. You're trying to hear your cue for when the song comes in. You have to like, it's like more work. I feel like it's more work focused than it is like the performing. There's only like a
Okay,
little bit I
yeah.
actually enjoy because like you're trying to like speak and state who you are as an artist and introduce a song mixed with the text guys. He presses play at the right time. Then I love to sing and perform live with choreo. So then you're thinking about the dancing and you're like, oh, did I miss that bit? Miss that bit?
Yeah.
But like it's my like favorite place to be. Like I love performing so much.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you hear in there?
Yeah. What is?
It's just like a bit of your vocal and the backing track. Just so
Oh,
you
that's
can
it.
hear.
You don't hear, like,
yeah. Sometimes you can have like a click.
Okay.
But it depends like what works for you.
Oh,
But
interesting.
sometimes it is 1, 2, 3.
Really?
Yeah. which
Oh
is
my
kind of
God.
cool.
Can we come on
Beyonce.
stage with you? Can we come on stage with you one day?
Of course.
just
do you wanna
so we
dance with
can.
me?
I
Or
won't
you just
do
wanna hear the
anything.
click?
I'm just gonna walk on with a microphone and be like,
That's so
I
funny.
confirm.
It's what
Well,
you
yeah.
thought it was.
I love that. I feel like something about having it in it just makes it feel really professional.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like if you had that microphone, fuck, you've made it. Like you're
You
Britney Spears.
The
Like, I would
Britney-
just be like, yeah,
Very that.
Yeah.
I love Britney.
Oh, that's cute.
Britney.
Do you?
I'm a big
Are you a
Britney
Tate fan then? Because I feel like she's new age Britney.
Who's Tate?
Nicki
Oh,
Minaj.
I do like her. I do. I wouldn't say I'm the
Love
biggest
her.
fan. I wouldn't say I'm the
Okay,
biggest fan,
okay.
but I do like her stuff.
Okay.
Who has that song that's called Diet Pepsi? That's Addison Rae. Right?
Addison Rae.
That's a
yeah.
really good song.
Her switch around in her career is insane because she was kind of like the butt of every joke for a little bit.
We're minus 30, age 30. Chat
Don't know.
right
I
now.
just-
I'm
We
just
don't
like-
know.
I
She was
know.
a
I know who
famous
she is, but I don't know any of these
TikToker
songs.
that Got really big.
I
during
know
like
who she is because
COVID.
she was on Keeping Up with Kardashians, right?
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I know.
Do you know Tate McRae?
I do because
No.
I'm with the young one, and he
Oh, I
shows
see.
me.
You're,
he
are
shows
you
me-
really into her?
No, he just
Not
shows me her.
particularly.
Was she the one with
No.
the police video?
I love that music video. It's okay, I'm okay.
I saw that one.
yeah,
that was
yeah.
good.
That one I was
She's an
like,
amazing performer.
She really, really is.
I just feel like I have this weird thing with Britney where like Britney is such a once in a lifetime artist and like I love her so much, like deeply. But I feel like when people try to replicate or reproduce something that's already been done at that scale and so authentically, I just find it difficult to like.
Yeah, because you're fully like inspired and taken.
Yeah,
I get that.
because
to
I
be
understand
fair.
like being inspired by an artist and like respecting her so much that you want to like not copy them but like embody them.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
feel like there is a point where you have to like figure out your own, and she probably
That's true.
is.
That is
So
true.
no shade, like I think she's great.
Yeah, but you kind of own that artist that you like. Like whenever I know, like, I'm so bad with names. What's the name of the one that people say is like Amy Winehouse? The one. The, no, the
Earlier.
other one. Ray. Is her name just
Ray.
Ray?
Ray.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Ray. Yeah.
I like her, but when
I
people
love
say
Ray.
she's like the next Amy Winehouse, I get really like protective over Amy
There's
Winehouse.
one Amy Winehouse.
you can.
Yeah.
Does she take drugs? No.
No, stop it.
No, but I'm just like, no, you can't do that. I don't like those
Yeah,
kind of things. I'm
it's
like, let her be her.
I think it's that. It's a label thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like same. She's probably hugely. We all love Amy Winehouse and hugely inspired by Amy Winehouse. But like she is an artist in her own right,
Mm-mm.
and I feel like she's done a really good job at like creating her own lane, but also being inspired by.
Yeah.
previous
Yeah.
greats. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you see her as Ray as an
Yeah.
artist.
She's not trying to copy that
No.
I see anyway. But I think
Yeah.
there's a look between them and just the tone of voice, which I think is quite similar. So that's
Very
why
similar
people
vibe. Yeah.
link them together.
It's
a
the
bit.
London energy.
That's what it is.
Are you originally London?
I'm a London boy. Yeah.
Where from?
West
as a-
London. West London boy.
West
friend.
London.
Yeah, I'm a proper West London
Finally,
boy.
everyone's been East London.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you been together for a long time?
This is our
Sixth or
seventh.
seventh,
or
yeah.
Wow.
Seventh. Yeah, I
Seventh.
think.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
huge.
Doing
That's
it.
actually a huge achievement.
It's been
Nowadays.
difficult.
Are you in a relationship?
I'm not. I'm single.
Oh, what's dating like?
I'm
for
very
you?
single. Dating, it's been like a really weird roller coaster.
Okay.
I feel like now I'm at the point where like recently I just deleted Hinge. I'm like, I went on a really bad date recently.
Tell
and
us.
after that I went and after that I went
tea.
I'm actually
You have to
good.
tell us.
Yeah, I've been single for like over 2 years now since my
Okay.
last relationship. I feel like, I don't know, similar age, but I feel like I feel like I've changed so much from 25 to 27, or like so much
Yeah.
growth has happened like in my mind in terms of like what I want, what I deserve, and like,
Mm.
and I feel like with dating, I know exactly what I want and I know exactly how it's gonna feel.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? But
What
I
are you
can't
thinking?
What is
Tell
that?
us.
like I'm very sensitive to like energies and people, and like I feel like I know that when I meet someone who sparks with me, and it's not about everything being exciting and like it's not that toxic kind of thing. I just want to feel really safe where I can fully be all versions of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Same for them. I want to really, really support them in what they want to do, and I hope that they're ambitious and help them to elevate in their life, and vice versa.
Mhm.
But I feel like in my past, sometimes it has been more one way than the other.
You helping them or giving too much to them, or
I
vice
feel like,
versa to
yeah, when
you?
I'm in love, I really give a lot of myself, and I feel like I would like to have it equally back.
yeah,
That would be
yeah,
nice.
I get
You know what I
get
mean?
that.
But I feel like I don't know. I also think it is maybe being a creative or being an artist. I have such a vision for like what I want for my future and for my life. And I feel like to find someone who matches that and has their own thing, like I really love it when people have their own. And I just want to be able to build together rather than someone's being more of a priority than another's.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's quite hard in a relationship, I think, sometimes, like to balance that out.
Really?
Yeah. As in, like, you keep yourself a priority and then the relationship.
Balance it with them.
Yeah.
In the relationship.
I think the good thing about being gay is like your same sex relationship, like you become friends. Like you're a lot more friendly. You kind of have like a sleepover every night. Like it feels a bit more like you want to hang out with them and you want to do stuff with them and you want to build stuff with them rather than like, but you still have your separate lives and you still do things separately. But I think everyone's different. It depends what, like my upbringing is very like Arabic family, like everyone's in each other's space.
Yeah.
So I'm used to that. So it doesn't affect me too much if we're in each other's space too much.
Yeah.
But then he's more from like
Only child.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, vibe.
Where
So
it's
I'm
like-
very much like.
You like your own time still? Or?
Yeah, and I get overstimulated quite quick.
Yeah,
Just like,
so a lot of people around you are like,
I
enough.
go in my room by myself.
He
and
just
I'm
kind of
Yeah.
shuts down.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's so mad because I come from like a Caribbean family on my mum's side and my dad's is Irish. So like I always grew up around a lot of like cousins in the house,
Yeah.
aunties and uncles in and out. And then I feel like weirdly, the older I've got, the more I've become more like, I need my own space. Like,
Yeah.
I find it hard to like leave my house.
Yeah.
like to go out is a really big thing for me now. Whereas before, in my early 20s, I was out every
Yeah.
weekend, like
Yeah.
so sociable. But I feel like there's a switch at a certain
It's
age
weird.
where you're a
And
bit
just
like,
a bit like, yeah.
I need me time. I need
Because
peace.
I feel like when you're younger, like you're going out to like have fun and you're meeting all these different people. But as you get older, you're like, do I actually like that person?
yeah.
Like, are you?
Is it worth my time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, am I just chilling with you because it's
Comfortable or safe.
yeah, or like, am I really enjoying? So I feel like there's that
Yeah.
switch as you get like a little bit older. I think.
100%. Because I feel like with friendships as well, a lot of friendships have
I've died.
have definitely changed. Like the older you get, you're like, are we actually just friends because we've known each other for so long? Or like, and it's an awkward age to get to be like, again, it's all about like everything being reciprocal or like,
yeah.
it's all a give and take. isn't it?
Yeah,
It is.
transactional.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
transactional.
You give
Not always.
you give Pisces vibes. Doesn't you give Pisces
Really?
vibes? Are
What
you
would
Sag?
What would you say?
I-
What would you say?
Could be Pisces or maybe something earthy like grounded.
But the thing is, he's a performer, so it makes me Leo.
Wow.
I don't know. Okay. Sagittarius. I don't know if that's even no.
No, I love both. My mum is a Pisces.
Uh-huh.
And most of my girlfriends specifically, are Sagittarius. So is Nicki. I'm a Taurus.
Taurus.
Oh, Taurus,
I'm
yeah.
gonna give that.
Do I not?
No.
Really?
What stuff with Taurus?
I feel like I just think of my cousin with Taurus, and she's very like fiery. Is she a Taurus? Yeah. Is that May or
May, yeah.
April, May time?
May.
Yeah.
Is
Like very
she-
fiery, very like possessive,
Oh no.
but quite.
not possessive.
Not possessive. I am Leo rising though, which I think is where the performance,
yeah.
the performing thing
Yeah,
comes
yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah.
And
Because
I'm
sometimes
Gemini.
Leos knock you off because like they come across quite chilled and they're internally like crazy.
Do you think with Leos?
I'm Leo, yeah.
Oh, you're a Leo? I
Yeah.
can see you being a Leo.
Yeah.
He is a Leo.
Like
I
feel-
would have thought you were Leo or Virgo.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And I would
Oh.
say something like Pisces.
Yeah.
Or like, you are?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's
I
like
could
so
see
impressed
it.
with himself.
I'm like,
I
I made it.
That's
Do you know what's
crazy,
so
I'm
funny?
dead.
Every time I meet people, I'm like, you guess the sides. I'm like, I know I'm going to be right. And when I'm wrong, I'm like, this one. I'm like,
It's coming.
so embarrassing. But I actually
No,
did
that
right
was
that
on
time.
it. Yeah, Pisces.
Oh, well done.
I
Yeah,
think
that was
Yeah.
quite
textbook
good.
Pisces, actually, to be honest.
Most of the time, yeah.
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 Are you quite emotional?
Yeah, but inside.
Mm.
So you won't
Sensitive.
necessarily... Very sensitive.
Sensitive.
Like
yeah.
someone could say something which they don't mean in any way, and then I'll be overthinking it and then
You'll
getting
take it on.
upset
Yeah.
inside, which
Yeah.
is great.
I was really I am still really like that. I'm so sensitive. I
Are
don't know
you?
why.
Really?
Yeah. But people.
How the hell do you deal with that?
No, this is the thing. I don't think people would ever know or think, but like, I don't know. When I was young, I was really, really, really shy. Then weirdly, Lordin's not my real name.
What?
Stop!
But I feel like when I created Lordin or when I started to do that, that was like my actual personality, like shining through music or like telling stories. But I feel like
Alter ego.
me, an alter ego. Yeah, Dochi, and you probably know that song.
Don't.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I do.
That's
I
so
do,
good
I
alter
do,
ego,
I
that's
do,
what
I do.
Wait, what's your real name?
But my real name's Nathan.
Nathan. Okay.
But for like me as a
You
person,
look
I'm
like a
very
Nathan.
like. Do I?
Yeah, I
I feel
see
like
that.
maybe,
You look like a
Nathan.
Josh. You look like a ferret.
bullshit.
I've never met. I've
bullshit.
never, I've
You
never
know
met a
that,
ferret
Paris.
before. I'm not gonna lie. But you do. Now I've met one. You're like a
That's what they
ferret.
look like.
No, that's crazy.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I feel like me as a. This is probably why. Like, this is obviously my first podcasting that I've kind of done. But I actually am as a person quite shy or like very sensitive. But I've learned through work to switch it on, and I know how to like perform. It's like a different sort of.
And is it easier
vibe.
to like channel like a version of yourself that you're not? I don't know, because I would imagine it like if I was a performer and like if I think of like Beyonce and like Sasha Fierce, do you know what I mean? Like you're almost like channeling that strong energy where you something switches in your brain where it's almost not you. So it doesn't
feel like
matter.
it is
I don't
literally
know.
that, because I even think that with
Catch it.
because I even think like with Beyonce, it's the same kind of thing. As a person, you can tell that
Yeah,
she's really
timid
shy. She
and-
was really
yeah.
really shy.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a weird performer thing where it's like, it probably goes way, way, way back, which would be like a therapy session. But I feel like, I don't know, as an artist, it's like you need to do it. Like, even if I wanted to give up or stop, like I need to write songs just to like for myself. It's the way that I process things. Like, I don't know how to explain something I've been through unless I'm written about it. I'm like, oh, that's how I was feeling. So I feel like, yeah, being a performer is something you can like switch on. And it's easier to become that, I guess, than be vulnerable and be sensitive and be honest.
Yeah.
And this ties into dating, I think, sometimes, especially through social media, which is why I find it can be toxic. People will see you on social media and expect you to be this perceived person where, like, you are, like, however people perceive you.
Yeah.
And then in real life, you're something else. Like, oh, but you want people to get to know you as the person and also know that and support that, but not think that you're always like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like people's personalities, we have so many different facets to
Yeah.
who we are. And I feel like it's like...
Yeah. What is it? So, what kind of like feedback have you, like, how do you deal with like feedback on your music? Has it been like negative? Has it been mostly positive? Like, how do you deal with that if you're quite sensitive?
Really weirdly, when it comes to music, I don't really get offended or find it like...
Okay.
I've had some crazy comments on TikTok.
Like High School Musical?
Like High School Musical, which is... I'm going to cry about that later.
No.
But like, I don't know, even like homophobic comments, I've had loads on TikTok. Like, it does not affect me at all. But I think it's because I'm so strong. I know who I am. So like anything else, I know being gay in general, there's always going to be adversity and
you're
people
gonna
saying
get shit for it.
it's going to
We
happen.
know.
And
Yeah.
you obviously both know.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really offend me. It's more like, what am I like sensitive about? I don't know. I don't like meeting... I don't like being fully myself or meeting certain people if I feel like I won't feel safe.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean?
You kind of like shut down a little bit and don't share.
Yeah,
as
I'll just
much.
kind of... If I don't feel comfortable or safe to like be myself, I won't speak. Like, I'll be really quiet and people will be shocked and surprised and I'm like, I can't speak.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Have you ever had that?
I do
Yeah.
get that. I feel
You
like
get
I'm
that,
more...
yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel
if
like
I don't
I
feel
could see that, yeah.
and like I do kind of like just... And I'll
Get
just
really awkward and shy.
observe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I
it's
get
that.
in my head about that and then it
Really?
spirals even worse. So like, if it's a natural thing for me to shut down, like, I bet no, you're not talking enough. Like, you need to talk more.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
it will be like, I'll just go down this weird road, and
thing
then
in
I'll
your
just
head,
be like
yeah.
sat there awkwardly.
What about
quiet the whole time.
looks? Like
About it.
comments on looks and stuff. Do you get that?
Yes.
You do? Is it mostly
I
positive?
do.
Yeah, I feel
It
like
can
it'd
be positive.
I feel like it'd be positive.
Yeah. I feel like this is a whole another thing where it comes into tying into like identity and stuff.
Mhm.
When I was younger, I never really, like, this is so weird. I remember doing an interview, like when I first released Hold Hands, like 6 years ago.
Mhm.
And it was like this Black Queer magazine, for example. And they were asking such questions about what it means to be a Black queer man. And I had no idea. Like, obviously I was 21, but like, I feel like I grew up so blind in some ways to like what it means to be queer and Black at the same time. And like,
I get that.
because my mum like is such a open mum and she was like, just be yourself. Like, it was all about just being authentic to who I was. So I never really labeled myself as being certain things. Whereas when you go out into the world and you're perceived a certain way and people
whether you
want
like it or not, people are
Yeah.
gonna, you are X, Y, and Z. So.
Exactly, and it's like it's easier in a way to fit into a stereotype. Whereas like I love being flamboyant and wearing colourful things and wearing mad things if I'm on stage or if it's a photo shoot. But I didn't realize that people would perceive that, like get really confused or get annoyed by something. Like that really confused me. And it's easier in a way to like dumb it down and wear something that's acceptable to society.
Yeah.
Which is really sad. But I feel like I've really battled with that, and I feel like I'm coming back now to like just being myself.
Yeah.
But it is a weird one.
But so you didn't have like, did you say your mum's from the Caribbean?
Yeah.
So did the cultural links to that wasn't like strong in your upbringing?
It really, really was. I grew up with my like Grenadian grandparents
Okay.
mostly. My mum was a single parent. But my mum was amazing. But I think it was more the fact that it was like, just be bold and be who you are and own all versions of yourself.
Right.
Whereas I didn't really understand. I didn't really know there was a community anyway of like black and queer people when I was young, because I was quite sheltered. It was like school, mums, nan and granddad. So like, and then I was college, drama school. Then I was working, and then once I started to release, I was like, oh, that's like obviously a big thing and a big part of who I am. And I was proud of that. I always loved that. But I didn't. When I was being asked questions at the time, I didn't know how to articulate, because I didn't feel like I had many experiences as an adult man to know what it's like being like a black queer man. You know what I mean?
You don't really get taught that, or like it's not
No.
like who's that, and especially our age, there wasn't many like role models to like look up to.
I
As
think
well
it's
for
that as
So you're like,
well.
oh, I don't know. Like it's not really something that I've like thought about.
Yeah.
That's how I imagine you to feel anyway.
No, 100%.
Well,
it's
let's go back, because you've mentioned like your childhood a bit. So basically, just as a thing before, because there's so many things going on, I want to talk about.
Oh yeah,
Your
it's my brain.
I
I
love
flip
it.
between like a reading a conversation. I'm gonna focus.
No, it's good. It's good. I think just for me, because I'm like, I want to know these things. But even if we run out of time, I'll probably just ask you anyway. But
Okay.
the childhood aspect, I want to know more about that before we go back to. You haven't got away with it. The dating
The
story.
dating.
We're
I
gonna-
knew that was coming. I thought I swerved it.
No.
I'll come back.
We're gonna hear that and more.
Okay.
Like I want to hear childhood coming out, and then because I want to understand more about the lyrics that you write as well in your music, and how that might be fed in from your childhood. Because there's a couple
Yeah.
of things that I've heard I quite like, and I want to ask more about like how you come up with that.
Okay.
But let's go all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
Childhood, young Lordin,
Young
Nathan.
Lordin.
What was it like? Where were you growing up? Did you struggle with your identity, like sexual identity? Was it like well received? Like take us back.
Well, I grew up in West London, in
Mhm.
Ealing. I have a twin brother. I think that's quite a
Okay.
big part of my story.
Fun. Okay.
Who I love. And my mum. My parents separated when I was 4 or 5. But I would always stay at my dad's at the weekends, and my mum's or my grandparents Monday to Friday. I always knew, I think having a twin brother who's heavily involved in football, that I was different.
Oh right, okay.
I don't want to do that.
I don't like that. But really sadly, like I really tried. Like
Yeah.
I remember being in defense and being in goal, and I was always the last one picked, and I knew that it was wrong. Really?
Swear to
Isn't that
God.
so sad
I
though?
hate
That
it.
like
There's pictures of me and kid and I'm like with the
Oh,
football.
no.
Bless him. He doesn't want to be there.
it's so sad.
Oh, bless.
Okay.
So I tried all of that. So I always knew, and my dad is like a really big like football mad thing. So my dad and my brother had that. And I didn't really know why I was different. I didn't really understand it. And obviously my mum, bless her, being a single parent, we've spoken about this recently, like it's easier to send both boys to like one activity, and like football just seems to be the option, like, which I understand now. And I always knew I wanted to perform, but again, I was so shy. Like I would never leave my mum's side. And I remember one time my mum took me to a tap class. She heard about a tap class, and I couldn't do it. Like on the first session, I was crying, like I was hysterical. I couldn't leave my mum. So I was like, I don't think I can do that.
I love that.
I know. And then I think, I'm trying to focus on the question because my brain is like,
That's fine.
I think, so I always knew I was different, basically. I wanted to be a hairdresser. I had Barbies. Like I would always dress up in my mum's heels, bras, like dancing on the table, like all that kind of stuff. And then I came out probably when I was 14 to my mum.
Oh,
That's
young.
Yeah, which is really young.
Why did you think you needed to then?
Well, I fell in love
Ah.
at a really young age. I don't think it was love, but you know when you're like so
Yeah,
connected
yeah.
to someone.
Like
Who,
infatuation.
was it like someone at
Yeah,
school,
it
or
was somebody at school. it's such a weird one because obviously this person is not out and not, so I don't know how much I can go
I
into
mean,
it.
no one's gonna know.
He's not gonna watch.
No names or anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
at school.
Yeah.
And really weirdly, he was more forward with me by being like, "Oh, I think I'm bisexual. I fancy Taylor Lautner."
Who didn't?
Not the Twilight.
Team Jacob.
Not the Twilight. And I was
Not the
team Jacob. And I was shocked. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then it made me look at myself, being like, "Oh my god, I feel the same for you, and I feel like that too." But like, I think I'm gay because like I've never looked at women that way. And then everything made sense. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've always been different. My mum always had these chats in the car by being like, "Doesn't matter who you are, what you like," you know, that kind of that
Yeah.
slight
Yeah,
at,
like
by being
they
like,
know,
if
but
you
they're
are, like it's fine, like.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Which is really
That's
cute.
really nice.
Yeah.
But then you go to school and it's all the boy and everyone's like, "Oh, that's gay, bruv. That's gay, bruv."
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, "Oh my god, like
Yeah.
it's the worst thing in the world."
Yeah,
apparently.
because it beats it out of you, and you're like, no, I like
Yeah.
girls, I promise.
I'm like, "Oh no, I have to do this now." So, so I came out to my best friend on a walk home, and like I was in hysterics. Like it sounds really weird. I don't know if you felt the same. I literally felt like it was like I was going to die. Like not that dramatic, but
No,
it
I
was
get- yeah.
so
Is it
bad.
hard to say the words?
Oh my god, 100%. I couldn't say. I was
That's what I found.
really, and I was like bursting out crying. She was like, "You have to tell your mum." And I told my mum, and she was really good about it. But like I was like just a mess.
Of course.
And back then, my mum basically was like, "Don't say anything until you're fully sure, or you know who you are, or like just take time to figure out. You may be bi, it may just be like something you're going through, or just an experience now." But in my head, I was so sure of it, and I'm like, "How can I say the biggest thing in the world, and you're telling me to like take my time and figure it out?" So I feel like looking back in my mum's mind, again, it was like at school it's going to be difficult, and like, are you sure about this, because it's a big thing
Yeah,
to step
thing
out
can
in the
take
world
time to process.
yeah, which I respect and understand now. But I feel like at the time I saw that as like, "Oh my god, my mum doesn't want me to be gay," and I've said this, and now, so I kind of went back in for like 2-3 years, or I just didn't say anything, didn't act on it, just like
Did you date girls in
focus.
that time, or did you date no
I dated no one,
one? Okay.
but I kissed girls. Just to, like I
Okay.
kiss girls, like every now
No.
every now and again, just to like have like an alibi. Do you know what I mean?
An alibi.
Terrible.
Terrible. Ask her.
That will do. And I went to college away from home, and I had like a girlfriend for a bit when I went to my new school at 16.
Cute.
But I feel like, yeah, I
What
fully
happened to the guy? Sorry.
to the guy, really weird. Well, he went back. He went back in. He's straight.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you guys didn't talk about it again.
It's really weird. We had like this weird on and off thing where we would go, like he'd pick me up, we'd go for food, that kind of thing. We were really good friends. Like we got on really, really
Yeah.
well. But now, like, don't speak to him or anything. But he's Muslim, so I do understand that it's like it's a
Okay.
deeper thing.
Yeah,
But
there's a cultural
is-
aspect to it.
Yeah,
Mm.
but it is weird and strange that he was the one that prompted mine,
Yeah.
and it's a shame because I also would like to still have a relationship, in even just as friends or any type of form. But I guess
Yeah.
it's life. You have to.
Also, if
Yeah.
you're so outwardly like gay,
yeah,
it's probably like
It's
difficult.
hard.
Yeah.
I think so. And also, people do grow and change. So I don't actually know his experience. I don't know, but obviously, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're like trying to be PC, but like he's gay.
Basically. Or bi, I don't know. But yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's yeah.
So from there, you had a girlfriend when you were 16, when you went to college.
I dated a
Oh,
girl.
dated.
Yeah.
And then
For a little bit.
were you like, no, I am gay?
I discovered drinking.
Oh.
And then I went to like a house party in my second year at college and basically just told everyone I was gay.
Okay.
But I feel like I told my close friends, they knew. But once I told everyone, I was like, "Oh my God, I've said it now." And I remember the next day going into school and I felt so naked and so vulnerable, being like,
Yeah.
everyone knows my deepest, darkest
Yeah,
secret.
yeah.
And nobody cared. Everyone was like, we knew it anyway. Like, but to you, it's such this big
Yeah.
thing. But I was away from home for college. So I moved out of home at 16. So I think the weird adjustment was moving back to London and moving back in with my mum at 18
Right.
and being gay in London and trying to experience that in
Yeah.
London. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a
definitely.
weird.
And when did you tell your brother and your dad?
I told my brother. My mum actually told my brother, which I still feel really bad about. And my brother was always like, "I wish you told me first." But I think at that stage and time in our life, I was performing a lot more and doing my own thing on the weekends and the evenings. And my brother was heavily involved in football and school. And I think our lives were so separate that I just felt like I couldn't really speak to him about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I also had the stereotype of like, my brother was very, very talented, still is at football, and was like the captain. And I just had this version or image of him in my head without realizing or remembering he's my twin brother and he knows me so well.
Yeah.
So if I could take back time, I would have told him first. But I think at the time,
You didn't.
so yeah,
know.
I still feel sad about that.
Yeah. Sorry, he knows now.
He knows now.
Yeah,
Everyone knows
okay.
now. So, and my dad, how did I tell? When I got my first boyfriend, probably when I was probably like 21, 22, out of rebellion, I kind of like told him on the phone, like, I'm at Thorpe Park with my boyfriend.
You can't do nothing.
Yeah. But I didn't really tell him probably. I've had like a really weird turbulent relationship with my dad. So it's like it's a weird one. But I feel like he always knew anyway. I just feel like he didn't have the emotional capacity to understand or to have the conversation. So it was kind of like a weird one where I had to tell him in rebellion.
Yeah.
But he knew. And then he was like, oh, it's fine. I knew that anyway. Like, I don't care. But it's like you say that, but then growing up, you hear these little comments about like, you don't like football. You like girly things. It's like, how do these two things exist?
But it's fine.
But it's fine. We move on. You relate so much.
Yeah.
Really? That's
yeah.
crazy.
But, like,
Are we the
with,
same person?
Are we? No, honestly, like that whole. Obviously, I don't have a twin brother, but the experience is like very, very similar.
Yeah.
So then, what happened? Like when you started dating, like how was that? Was that like scary? Where you're like, oh my god, like was it like Tinder? Was it great? Like explain.
What was my first dating experience? I feel like it was my first. I don't even want to call him a boyfriend, but my first one, who I thought was like my situationship. I thought was like this deep love. Like I met him at a party. He was standing at the top of the stairs. I looked at him. He looked, like you romanticize it, like wow. And that was it. But like I really thought that was like the love of my life. And then I realized he was a bit older, living in London, was having a lot of fun. And for him, it was just probably like another like fun on the side kind of thing. So that was when I was 17. That was my first one for like 6 months. So I met him naturally at a party. And then after that, I think that really shocked me because I'd never been in a relationship or dating and I didn't understand that people could be so like, I guess he was just fluid and doing his own thing. But
Are
I
you
was
more
like,
relationship rather than like...
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's more like you're like, oh shit, people actually don't owe me anything and they don't actually care.
That's
like,
the hardest
Yeah.
thing though.
Yeah.
Literally that. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I'm that disposable? But
Yeah.
Do you know who I am?
yeah, how dare you? But it's true. You don't, I guess for the first time, you don't really, you just think like you meet someone, you fall in love, they love you. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, actually like which is obviously now being an adult, I'm like, oh, I understand people have different relationship styles and like I get it more. By the time it really affected me.
Yeah.
And then after that, I do think I went on a couple dates, but I didn't really, I was at drama school at the time. I was really, really focused. I was very career focused when I was younger. Less so now. And I ended up accidentally being with somebody that I was at drama school with who was like a really close friend and who was straight at the time. But you always knew.
Look at him changing all the straight guys together.
This is so weird because I
them.
don't, you know that whole thing where people are like, oh, I want a straight guy, I want a gay guy. Like, that's not me. Like, I'm really not. I think this one was just like accidental. We were really, really, really close.
Okay.
And then it just kind
Fell
of,
on him.
and it's like, yeah, one day I just kind of, and we literally would have sleepovers, like friends, like, and then that turned into like my first long kind of turbulent relationship. We were on and off for like many years.
Okay.
So that was my first proper relationship. So I feel like dating wise, I've only experienced dating properly the last 2 years, being like a fully
Okay, and that's on like apps and stuff, like
on Hinge. Yeah.
What kind of dater are you?
And what kind of guys? Are we talking like mixed guys, black guys, white guys? Like what?
Beautiful
or mix?
guys.
Beautiful guys.
Beautiful man.
I'm really open-minded. Like, I think this is why I prefer meeting people in real life, because I would say, to be honest, before I had more of a type. Whereas for like now, as I've got older, my brain's developed and like I'm into therapy. You realize that you have a certain vision or idea of what this partner should be based on things that aren't even your own experiences, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for like now, I have a very open mind of like the type of person I'd want to be with.
Nice.
But
is it more like the personality and stuff of them rather than like
100%?
Okay.
100%. I just don't think I found like the right person, because I know it sounds ironic to say, but I feel like when or if I meet the right person, I don't think it would matter like what they are, as long as they understand me on a deeper level and vice versa.
Yeah,
if that
and
makes
that's
sense.
true. That is really true, because I was the same. I had like an idea in my head of what I'd end up with.
You shady ass bitch.
Not the shade.
But you do think of like, okay, like I want someone like in this kind of career. I want someone to look like this. I want to be at this point at this time, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you meet someone, and even initially, like when we first met, we became friends for like 6 months because we didn't feel anything to begin with.
Really?
Yeah.
It took a while.
It took a while. So but we knew we liked each other. As in, like,
Yeah.
I like him.
As people.
He's nice, and like, let's hang out, and vice versa. And
But
then,
I think that works when you're, and I think the good thing with being gay is that like you are best friends. You know, like when it's like a guy and a girl, I feel like they're so different and they don't get each other at all. That it kind of breaks down the relationship. But I feel like with two guys or two girls, like you understand each other like a little bit more, and then you become friends, and then it can kind of like turn into something.
To flip, yeah.
Sorry, interrupted.
So-
What were you gonna say?
No, that was it. Yeah, it was just like it starts off slow, and then you kind of something clicks,
Yeah.
and then you're like, actually, this guy that I went on a date with, or this guy that I dated for a while, like I thought it was really fun, and like we got each other, but actually we didn't really talk that much, and he didn't really get my family, and he didn't really get my culture, blah blah blah, and then you go, oh, actually, this is what I want. And it was that switch, like literally like 6 months down, I was like, no, wait, this is what
That's
I want.
what I want,
Like
yeah.
this guy who's like nice, and he's funny, and he gets me, and he doesn't care that I get anxious. He doesn't like, that's what I want.
That's so
and then
nice.
I had to like force him into it. But
Here we are.
That's what I want.
later.
That's what I want.
you just have to
It's
force
literally
them.
that. Noted. I think.
You will be with me.
I actually
Yeah.
chased him for ages. He was like, I'm not
Really?
interested. You're fat and ugly. I was like, whoa.
Shut up.
Just kidding.
Stop it. You
No,
too.
he wasn't. No, but yeah, you sometimes like it takes work. It's not like
Yeah.
that spark. I don't think that exists. I
Yeah.
think it's
I think the spark and the passion where it's like, oh my, like I feel like that is lust, and people mistake that for love, and
Yeah.
then they get in relationships because they're like, it's that feeling, and then it always fizzles down.
Yeah.
You
I'm
see who
learning
they
this.
are,
This is me.
and you're like, oh,
It's not good.
I don't like
No.
you. Like you're not.
it's
No.
so hard to like not get addicted to that feeling. though.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yeah,
this is
it is.
But you when for my experience, I don't know what it's like for everyone, but like love is like yes, I could punch him in the face. Like yeah, he's annoying, but like I love him. Like as if like I love my mum, as if I
Yeah.
love my sisters. Like I love him like that, and then I also love him in a different way, and it kind of flitters in and out of those loves of like a brother, a friend, a boyfriend, like whatever. And I think that's what people don't realize is they want that passion. And I had like an experience once where I thought this is the one, where I bumped into him in like a sushi place.
Yeah.
And we just made eyes at each other, and we kind of knew that there was something there, and we were just like looking at each other. And then like I didn't see him, and then he left, and then I was with my friend from uni, and I was like, oh, okay, like that was fun, like we had a little flirtation, like whatever. Then I saw him again outside on the streets like a couple of hours later, and he was like walking, and I was like, oh, I'm seeing him again, like is this a sign, like what is this?
I'm meant to
And
be
then
with him.
and then we saw each other again, and we were like, ooh. Then I was gonna ask for his number, I didn't, we didn't, whatever. Then that night we went out, and he was at the club.
No way.
Yeah, and I saw him, and I was like, oh, I was like, are you following me? And then we started talking, and then we got together, and then we dated for a few months.
But it's
and-
like typical romance.
yeah, and I was like,
movie.
story,
this is
yeah.
it. This is not
Yeah.
swiping. This is genuine. Like blah blah, blah. And it ended. And
Really?
yeah, and it wasn't like bad, but it like we didn't have a lot in common in the end. Like it was just fun, and then it ended and finished, and I was like, oh, maybe it's not the way it's meant to be. So
I think it's that because you like to idealize a certain situation, and like I'm such a dreamer. Like
Yeah.
I fantasize, or like, and I'm learning to be like, no, reality. Like even to this day, if I meet someone, I'm like, I fall in love so fast. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, let's be real. And I think I'm getting so much better at that now. But I feel like it's literally what you're saying. Like I feel like you want to be with someone that makes you feel calm and who wants to get to know truly you and every
Yeah.
version of you.
Yeah.
And that does take time, and that's not an instant like just fun, like crazy vibes. It's like a slow burner.
Yeah.
I think that's really hard to find, and I think that is
especially in
kind
the
of
gay
like
community.
The
as
gay
well.
community is such like a
fast paced.
Yeah,
it's
and-
fast food, McDonald's.
Yeah.
literally.
Some good
No, it
lyrics.
is. Noted.
What is it?
That's coming out.
Fat heart juicy. Was that one of the lyrics? What was
Oh,
that?
big heart. No.
What, me?
Yeah.
Big
Who
heart.
said that?
Me? Oh, in
Big
Prince
heart
Diana.
juicy,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a
Like-
terrible song. Now my
No.
heart's big and it's juicy.
Yeah.
Do you not
terrible
like
song.
it?
No, terrible lyrics.
Oh,
I look back at some of my early stuff and
no.
I'm like, I literally said the first thing that came.
You like pressure in the
I
booth.
cringe. But weirdly, I'm trying to get that back. But it's ironic, isn't it?
It's good. It's good.
No, we like that. We
My
like
heart's
that.
big
Yeah,
and it's
fast-paced,
juicy.
sexual. That's what I
It
struggled with in the gay
is.
community. I didn't have sex with a guy until him. I was-
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
I was like refusing.
Oh my God, good for
I
you.
was, but I don't know. Is it maybe? But like, I just wasn't in the mood of that one night stand stuff. I
That's
didn't- yeah, I didn't like
amazing.
that. But it's hard.
Oh my God, I wish I did that.
You're like, I want to go back.
Yeah, that's so nice.
Yeah,
That is really
I mean,
nice.
it's okay if you have. People sleep with people.
It happens.
Like now, I'll sleep with lots of people.
Okay.
If we break up.
I thought you meant like right now. I was like,
Right
right
now.
is
No,
there.
you won't.
Shh, cover your ears, honey.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We shared your turn, my friend.
My turn. 4.
Dating story.
Okay.
Give us
Yeah.
the tea. What are we waiting
us the
for?
I want
tea.
horror dating story.
Yeah, we want terrible, and then we maybe want some good
Horror.
as well.
Yeah.
Horror,
What was the
horror,
one that
horror,
put you
horror,
off?
horror.
You're like,
There's
never again.
one that really comes to mind. That
Mm.
was like the most recent. My memory's so bad. So like it has
Okay.
to be like 6 months a year or
Okay.
I went on a date with this guy and we went for a drink in Liverpool Street. Like, you know, in the middle, there's like
Yeah.
restaurants
Yeah.
and bars.
Yeah.
And like, I did find him attractive. I was like, okay, let's just like see. And I'm in this new like open mind state. I'm like, I used to be such a planner. I'm like, I want everything to work like this is. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm letting go. Whatever's meant to be. This is my new life. So I was like, let me just see how it goes.
Yeah.
And I sat down and honestly, for like half an hour, I did not say one word. Like, bless this guy. I don't know if he was like really, really nervous or like, I asked him a question about work and he just kind of spiraled and like, you know, when someone basically really hates their job, but they're convincing themselves and convincing you that they love their jobs. I've been about that, yeah, everything's really good. But and then it just
About
like
to have a
went
little breakdown.
on and on and on. And I was like, oh my God, like I was struggling to breathe. I was like, this is a lot. Cause you know, you feel like
Yeah,
the-
Yeah.
And
And
he
you
was-
said that as well.
you pick up on energy.
yeah,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
feeling, and I was like, this is not good. I'm feeling really anxious. Like, 'cause he was anxious.
wouldn't be here.
And I kept on going. So then you think like, what's my escape route? Because like, okay, I can't do this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so then I was like, I'm really sorry. I have to go to the toilet. And then, you know,
Girl,
you think,
You ran.
no, I didn't run. I didn't run. No, it gets worse. It gets worse. This isn't even to do with the guy, bless him.
Okay.
So then I left and I was like, okay, I have to be an adult. Like, I'm really sorry. Like, I'm meeting someone a bit later. I have to go home and get ready. Obviously, I lied because I was out on an evening for a date with him. But I think he kind of knew and felt it, and I did feel really bad. And then we left. And then as we left, there were like in this area, there were police on every single corner with sniffer dogs. And out of nowhere, this dog jumps up at me like woof woof woof, like barking.
Oh my God.
This is like at the end of the day, which I wanted to leave immediately anyway.
Oh, no.
And the sniffer dog like obviously smelt something on me or whatever, I don't
Okay.
know, and was jumping like crazy. Out of nowhere, 5 police officers. It was so traumatic.
Was he still there?
He was there and he
Oh
stayed the whole
God,
time.
oh
They're like,
God.
stand still, don't put any other. Like, it was really, really intense. And I was like, whoa, like, one, I
That's a
don't
sign.
have anything on me.
This
is
It was just
like-
all crazy. It was like, this whole thing needs to end now.
Yeah.
And basically, I got stopped. They like strip searched me on the street, like
Oh my God.
took out everything in my bag. And bless him, he stood and waited and watched the whole thing.
Oh, no,
And
no,
I
no.
was like,
I have to do
oh,
round 2 now.
bless him.
Yeah.
Because that's so sweet. Because it was
Yeah.
really, I was really embarrassed. It was really traumatic.
I feel
Yeah.
like you'd be an asshole to leave someone in that situation, though. Really.
True, also
realistically.
true. But it was really bad because he knew basically that I kind of like tied him off or tried to leave and then
Yeah.
got caught and then he had to wait.
You're still a
And then,
human, though. You're still a human.
isn't that crazy? Like,
Yeah.
you can't write it. Like, you want to
That's
leave
so
something.
So what was it?
And I didn't. Nothing was found. I
Oh.
think they said sometimes there's traces on your bag, maybe that the
Yeah.
dog, or if you're around someone that was smoking weed or whatever, they may smell it and traces in your clothes. So I don't even know what it was, but like it was just unfortunate. And then I was freed.
Bye.
But like it was just so awkward that this guy was like standing watching me
is
get
so
stripped out of my
iconic.
bag.
Did he walk you anywhere
Oh,
after
bless
that?
him.
Like,
And
what
afterwards, I
happened
was so
after?
shaken and so traumatized.
my.
Like, bless him, he like really talked me out of it. And then we just split ways, and I've never seen him, spoken to him again.
I
But I'm like,
know.
what a
Did he
mad,
message
what a mad
afterwards or
story is
anything?
that? I think so. I think probably.
Okay,
There was-
okay.
Yeah. So that was a mad. So that was a traumatic one. Then after
God.
something always happens, then I go, it's a sign. I'm not meant to. I'm
Yeah,
taking
yeah,
a break.
yeah.
Then I take a break. Then I go back on.
Yeah.
And then the most recent one was I went on a date with this guy, and basically he came like 45 minutes late, which weirdly, when I was in my first relationship, I
Don't
was.
you hate it when people are late?
Don't you? Yeah. Do you know what's so mad? Now I'm so paranoid about being late. When I'm late, I'm like, no.
I'm joking, I'm
It was
joking.
traffic. It was traffic, guys.
I
It was
was set up.
traffic. It was too easy.
Yeah.
But in my first relationship, I was always late, and he took it really, really personally. So then I became this person. I was like, no, I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna be on time all the time. And I still have it in my head now. If I'm going to work, I'm like, I can't be late. I have to be so
It has to be
respectful.
on foot,
Which
yeah.
I'm so sorry about. It. And so he was 45 minutes late, and then I felt like I was like, oh my god, that's so disrespectful. Like, I only had like 2 hours break.
Yeah, that's rude.
For a first date.
Yeah.
Like,
45
if
minutes
you-
is rude anyway.
It is crazy.
Did he text?
It's mad. No, we didn't text.
Oh.
And I was like, there was bad signal. It was imbalance in Soho. It was bad signals, but I was like calling him, like wasn't going through. So I was like, I'm either being stood up here or like this is just weird. So I just kind of did my own thing after a while. I was like, I'm just gonna go on my phone. Like,
Yeah.
then he came and he was so drunk, like so drunk, like
Lunchtime.
lunchtime. I'm obsessed with that. The trauma. Lunchtime.
On a
No.
Wednesday.
That's funny. It was like, what time was it? I think it was like around 5, 6.
Oh, okay.
It was like in between my break at work, so I have 2 hours. So I even told him that as well. I only have 2 hours, and you came before it. So that was even more like, you've only
You've
got me for
wasted
an
my
hour.
time.
Like,
Yeah,
you've wasted
I
my
get
precious
that.
break. Lunchtime.
Lunchtime.
I'm crying.
Hungry.
Then he came and he was like steaming drunk. Like he ordered a coffee, the sugar fell everywhere. It was just a mess, and I was literally just like, oh my god, like I can't do this. But weirdly, found him attractive. Like, don't know how, don't know
You're
why.
messy, but you're really hot.
Yeah, you're really messy, really hot. But he was like really, really like emotionally intelligent. So even though he was fight, he was still really like there. And I was like, that section is what. But then obviously the unreliability, being drunk, big no.
Yeah. So
Then-
you dated him for a while.
So I had this one day
Well,
with
actually, you
him.
got married.
No. Okay. Then basically on the date I told him that I'm recently sober. I was like, I've stopped drinking. I'm like almost 6 months now, which I'm really proud of.
Oh,
Yeah, which is like a whole another thing. It wasn't like bad or anything, but I've
Yeah.
just chosen for myself. It doesn't serve me and it's better for me. So I told him on the date, and he was really good about it. The chat, he was asking loads of questions. Then the date ended, nothing really happened. I just thought like it would be like date number 2 kind of thing. And he was like, oh, I find you really all that kind of stuff. So I was like, okay, this is good. And then he didn't like message to preempt the date for like 2 weeks, and I was like, are we still gonna go on this date? And he basically sent a long paragraph being like, your lifestyle doesn't match my lifestyle, or like the whole drinking thing is like not my kind of thing. And I'm like, that is the maddest thing.
That is
Bye, bitch.
Right. And I was like,
Yeah.
am I crazy for thinking this is crazy? But I'm
No.
like, me saying that I'm choosing a healthier lifestyle for myself, I don't mind if anyone else
yeah.
does. I
That's
don't
the
care.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't match your lifestyle. Basically, you just want to be mashed 24/7. and,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
have no
yeah,
accountability,
it's giving
which is
trauma,
fine.
like-
No judgment. But like, I was like, that is
Judgment,
a really
I'm
that's a
judging.
new judgment, and that's
We
a new
listen
one.
and we don't judge.
And we don't judge. I'm like, that's a new one.
Yeah,
I've never
that's
had
weird.
that, and I never thought that would like. I didn't really understand that the sober thing would be a thing for people. Obviously, I do get like if you want to go out, but
Yeah.
I would never be like, don't drink around.
But
me.
you go
can
out
go
still,
out,
right?
yeah.
I
you
go out
can
all the
still go
time.
live
I
your
have
life,
more
like-
fun now than I did before.
I mean, preach. I have never been a drinker, so I always
Really?
got,
Yeah.
I always got sober, and I did find that a little bit when dating people. Like they'd be a bit like,
Off
almost like
about
you're
it.
weird. Like they were
Yeah.
like, oh, I was like, oh, I don't drink, and they're like, why? I'm like, I don't know, I just don't drink. I don't do drugs, I don't drink, and they're kind of like, why? Like, are you an alcoholic? Like, were you an alcoholic?
Yeah, like what's
Or-
the problem?
Yeah,
Like,
and
it's
I'm like,
And then they assume you're Muslim.
Yeah,
That
straight
as
No,
away.
well.
stop
I mean,
it.
yeah, straight away. Yeah, they're just like, oh, you're brown and you don't drink. You must be Muslim. Like, no, I love bacon. I love
Stop
bacon. But then, yeah, it's always that vibe. There's always something like they feel like you're a weirdo, and then
Yeah.
people would think that I'm
Yeah.
a creep. Like, yeah, one of his exes thought I was a creep because he thought I
What?
was like,
You met one of his exes?
yeah,
I
oh,
want to hear
That's
that.
a
I want to
hot
hear that.
yeah, we will. We'll go grab some lunch. and
We'll come back.
Yeah. No, so basically, like,
Whoa, I want to know.
That is
I want
crazy
to know.
when you say
I
it
know,
like that.
actually,
That
because
is
I'm so
crazy.
used to it that
Yeah.
That is actually crazy.
they were together.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, even if you have to summarize it, I need to hear the story because I'm so intrigued.
So I came back from
New
traveling,
Zealand.
blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
I had a boyfriend who I was with over there.
They broke
We
up.
broke up.
We met.
Came back. We
Decided to be
met.
friends. They got back
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Whilst he came back here.
He then came back, and then we were just friends.
So you were friends and you were okay. So
and then
you-
we got together, me and the
Okay.
ex.
So then
and
we met.
They met.
Because we had to meet because obviously like there was something like we did date. So then he was like, well, I
But-
wanna
and
meet
I was
him, and I
like,
was like, fair enough.
yeah.
Oh,
So
okay,
we met.
fair enough.
And then
Yeah.
me and him broke up, and then
Yeah.
Now you don't speak to him or see him.
Him,
Me.
his ex.
No,
You don't.
No.
But as in like you. So
No.
this was like then.
This was like 6 years ago.
Okay, I'm with
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
I
yeah,
thought you
this
meant
is-
like as of I'm like,
No.
are you friends? Okay, so
Yeah,
now
these
he's
are
like,
copies.
he's not there.
No,
No,
this
no,
is
he's
like.
gone.
at the
I'm with you
beginning.
now, I'm
Yeah,
with you.
no, he
Okay.
now completely hates him.
Stop it. It happens. It happens.
To the best.
They,
of
how
us,
could it?
mate.
No one can hate you. No,
It's
no.
crazy. Anyways, I have no idea what I was talking about, but yeah.
Drinking.
Drinking. He thought you were a weirdo.
weirdo, because he thought I was one of those people that like stand in a club and like sober so that I can prey on like innocent people and be like.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
But the thing is,
no.
when you get to know me, like that gets funnier and funnier.
It
I can get it at the
really
beginning.
Why do people think that?
No, because like I think if you don't know me and like I'm just normal, like a normal day, like my face is quite, I have Jordanian face, which is like a resting bitch
I'm
face,
obsessed with that.
where I'm just like, and I don't drink and I'm not like extremely hyper when you first meet me. So I think I look like I'm that type
Kind of
of
energy,
character.
just like
maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. And then it's like, but then when you know me, like me to like
He's so
perv or
dorky.
creep on people is just funny. I mean, I wish, but no. But yeah, so I get that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm obsessed. It is a weird one, but I've never like dealt with it before, especially in terms of dating. So I'm like, oh my god, on top of like just the basic
Yeah.
like stresses of dating, there's now that
Now
layer
you
on
can't
top.
be healthy.
you're
So
just
now I'm like, I'm good by myself.
So are
Like,
you breaking? You're breaking from dating now.
I'm breaking from dating.
Even if we found you someone,
Well, if I'm always open to it. If you found me someone, I'm open
or do you want to
it.
join us?
Looking for a third?
Yeah, well, we've got a third actually. We need a fourth.
You have a
now.
third?
You're one of
No,
us. We do have a third.
What?
Yeah, but he's thinking an actual third.
Oh,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
who's
No,
a-
we're joking.
So who's your?
No, no, no.
who's
Well, no,
your
we've
third?
got Jordan.
George.
Okay.
He's.
No, stop it. This
We've
is
got
gonna-
George.
It's not actually.
No, he was a
third,
guest.
he's
He was. A
I
guest.
watched the episode.
Yeah, and we just.
I
joked
Lovely
about
guy.
it.
He's got his own podcast.
Fucking
Yes.
cute.
He
You
is.
just wanna-
Maybe really.
Lovely.
He's so cute.
sweet. He's
So
so
he
sweet.
says we're his boyfriends. So he's our
Oh, I
third.
see.
So
I can
you
be
could
the
be our fourth if you
Yeah,
want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why not?
Maybe-
You have to join my sister as well in some sort of weird
I know.
incest way, but
No,
she's
stop it.
yeah.
That's so funny.
She's like with us 24/7. Like whenever we're like, oh, we're gonna go to Dubai. She's like, I'm coming. We're gonna
Yes.
go- Yeah. So she's
That's so
loves
cute.
part of us.
Younger or older? sister?
Older
Older,
than,
yeah.
but she's them two are really annoying together.
You're
'cause they're-
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're really
You
annoying.
love it slightly.
Yeah,
I love
he
it.
does.
I wished for it when I first wanted a partner, and now that's happening. Like, you're annoying.
Yeah. I'm like this with my brother's girlfriends. I'm like, I have to like your
Yeah,
girlfriend.
yeah,
And this
yeah.
new girlfriend, I'm like, she's an angel.
Oh
I'm so
really?
happy.
Oh, that's fine.
So I'm like, keep her. I'm so
do you
happy.
live with him now, or does he?
No, he
Okay.
lives. Him and my mum live together with my mum's husband, and I live away.
Do you still live in London though?
Yeah,
Okay.
I live northwest.
That's-
but yeah.
Oh no, you moved.
I live I've moved, but I'm going back to West London.
Oh, West
fun.
London,
Yeah.
girly.
I can't leave. Like I've lived every area in London apart from South.
Okay.
But West just feels like home for me.
Yeah.
And I miss my family. Like I think you purposely try to
Yeah,
like
yeah,
detach
yeah,
yourself, and
yeah.
it's like, no, if you're close
I
to your family,
wanna
that's a good
see
thing.
you all the
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
that's so true.
It's
I'm
a
like
weird
that.
thing, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like I want independence, and
Yeah.
it's like if they love you and they're supporting you and they're good for
Why?
you, why am
But
I
it's
running
the early
away?
20s, like late teens, early
I think it's that rebellion, isn't it?
You
Yeah.
need to go fly for a little
Figure
bit.
yourself out.
You're like, the
yeah.
world's actually
Yeah.
shit. I want to come back.
And then
to
you
guys.
realize, people
Yeah.
are toxic and crazy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people that love
friends,
you,
friends are a bit shit, so you need
friends are a bit shit.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, yeah. You kind of need that.
I've gone way off topic again. What are we talking about?
This is so
Weird.
fun. I love this. I want to know more. Go.
Weird. What were we talking about? Weird
Dating stories.
dating stories.
I think did you have more?
I've had
No,
two. That's two's
That's-
more.
Two's plenty.
I've had
No
other. That's.
Have you had any
that's a long
funny?
story.
Would you talk about sex, or you? I feel like you're a little bit.
I
Shy.
can do.
Have you had any like funny sexual experiences, like first time or?
Funny sexual experiences. Oh, I'm gonna have to think about that one.
He's got 10. He's
I'm
like, I'm
like,
not showing that.
my brain is like, no, my brain's crickets. I'm like, I'll have to really
Oh,
think.
sorry.
It's no. It'll come
This
to
would
me,
be an
it'll come to
off
me.
camera.
Don't be still this.
His aversion. His like sexual
I'm a
experiences. I
virgin.
don't
No, I love
think.
Jesus.
I'm not married yet, so I don't know.
No, stop it.
I have one last question to round it off.
Hang on, I want to know his attachment style. Bitch,
Okay, you've
we
got-
sent him a whole
Oh, yeah.
video, and he's done
Okay.
his research.
Yeah.
Done my
Yes.
work. Just
Okay.
quickly.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Go.
Okay.
Go.
I would say my attachment style now is secure for sure.
Okay.
I'd hope if I was to meet the right person and I felt
Interesting.
safe and secure.
Okay.
I think before in the past I definitely had like avoidant tendencies. What's it? Avoidant. It's like a hyphenated.
No, we don't do this.
we don't do this.
Avoidant.
I read up
Just
in it and I was
avoidant.
like, it's avoidant.
dismissive.
Yes,
avoidant.
dismissive.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Another one I can't
Dismissive,
remember.
avoidant, 100%. You're the same.
I don't know exactly
You
if
were?
it's dismissive or whatever, but avoidant for
I
sure.
felt
Okay.
avoidant from you.
Did you?
I was gonna say
You
you
shut it down
Really?
before it goes anywhere.
I think you're an avoidant that turns anxiously attached if you fall hard for someone, but you don't show them that.
Really?
Yeah.
What made you think that?
Your vibes.
It's just
Really, I
the
gave off
vibe.
avoidant
Your outfit.
vibes.
No,
I gave off avoidant vibes.
I feel so. Yeah, I feel
Really?
like not like actual avoidant, but I feel like there's still that slight protectiveness on you that
Yeah.
you would be nonchalant, play it cool a little bit, don't want them
Yeah.
to know exactly like how you feel straight away.
Mm.
But then I feel like once that vulnerability and that wall goes down, I feel like then you need that validation. You seek them comfort in you, like just from what you've said and like the energy. That
Interesting.
yeah.
I would say so, yeah. In the past, 100%. I'd say, yeah, I really, to meet somebody and to be really, really vulnerable and really honest and really sensitive, I have to like really, really trust and love that person, which I've done in the past.
Yeah.
And then you get burned and it hurts. I've spoken to my mom a lot about this actually. And then you do protect yourself and you create this barrier because you're like, I don't want to say too much or be too honest of you because it's like, you don't want to get hurt again, obviously.
Yeah,
so it's like
yeah.
a thing you build. But I do feel like now, again, going to therapy, I'm starting to strip that and like be open to it and be like, I am worthy and deserving of being someone who truly knows like all of me and vice versa.
I love that.
Yeah, but I do feel like I don't know, I'm very sure of who I am. Like, even though I am shy and sensitive and stuff, like I know who I am. So in a sense, I'm never the jealous type or never like toxic in that kind of way. I just think if anything, I'll be so protected. I'm like, I'm good. I'm independent. Like, you used to have this thing of like, I don't need help. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, actually, I am human. I do need help.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
do deserve to like speak and have a mutual relationship. But yeah, that's definitely... It would be interesting to be in a relationship and then maybe come back on here again and have this conversation and see.
Yeah.
But I do think if I met the right person, definitely secure.
I need you back
now.
on here because I feel like we haven't spoken enough about your music.
Yeah, there's so much.
There's so much to talk about.
I know.
I don't want
We
it
need
to
a part
end.
two. We
Can this
need a part
conversation
two.
go on
Can we have a
forever?
part two?
I would love a
Yeah.
part
Yeah,
two.
because I need more about you.
Yeah,
I need you.
I'm
anxiously attached.
I need you guys.
Yeah,
Can we be
yeah.
friends?
Yeah,
please?
yeah,
Yes.
Please.
Sorry, what was your question? Go on.
My last thing, I just wanted to know. So I saw that you performed at My Hoopla
I did.
Oh yeah.
and Pride.
Mm-hmm.
What is next for you
Well,
this year or over the next couple of years?
good question.
Yeah.
Well, I'm currently doing a musical. I'm doing The Devil Wears Prada. The
Shut your
musical.
face.
I
Shut
am.
your face.
Really?
I am, which is cool.
Loads of people have said that that specific musical is incredible.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, that's good to
yeah, I've
know.
heard really good things.
Wait,
about
so
it.
really
what are you
good.
doing?
I'm a swing. So basically, if anyone's like sick or on holiday or away, I
Okay.
like
You
come in.
cover them. Yeah.
Okay, cute.
That's
So
fun.
you're on all the time, but on as different people.
Okay.
So in musicals, in a way, it keeps me on my toes because my brain is very like, it works for my brain.
That's
to,
really cool.
which is really, really,
Yeah,
really
that's really
fun.
cool.
And weirdly, like I studied and trained in that. And as I got older, I tried to move away from it and be like, I just want to focus on music and like
Yeah.
other things. And I'm like, it actually works really well together because I get my days free to like record, do videos, do photo shoots, and you get paid well enough to be able to do it at the level and the standard you want
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
And also do something you love that like I used to do all the time as a
Oh,
child.
I'm so excited for you. I don't know why. I just
Thank
got really
you.
happy.
Yeah, so when is
No,
this
I'm really
from?
happy. This
When
was
are you
from, I
starting?
started in November and I finished in October, supposedly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm doing that now, which came at the perfect time. And again, the minute I let go and I was like, I don't want to do this,
Yep.
these things just naturally happen. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, that was one of my favorite movies. I get to work with like some incredible people that I really respect and admire and get to see on a day to day. Like, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
So that's really nice. But alongside that, I'm going to release an EP this year, which is me trying to bring back the fun vibes of just like verbal diary, like
Yeah, yeah.
stream of consciousness and just let that out. And then I'm releasing a big pop single in summer, which I've done
a
the
big
video.
pop single.
Which I've done the video for. Which I'm really proud of. I did a song called Don't You Want My in 2021. that,
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
did
Yeah,
quite-
we listened to this on the
we
way
heard
out.
that one, yeah.
This is the clubby one, right?
The clubby
Yeah,
poppy one,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
again just happened so naturally and like it wasn't strategic for it to like do whatever, but it did quite well like for me and which I really loved.
Is that the one I don't want
Go
to
on.
fuck up here.
It's okay.
There was one, and when we looked on Spotify, the views on it were fucking insane.
Yes, that one.
over
Yeah.
500,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is mad. And that's literally from being independent and posting on TikTok and doing gigs, like, which
Yeah.
is nuts.
TikTok, I feel like, is your best
It
friend
is, yeah.
as an
It is,
independent
isn't it?
artist.
It
Like,
is.
so many people pop off from
Yeah.
there.
We need to talk. Do you have time after this for a coffee, or are you busy?
I do.
You have time?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk.
Cool.
Yeah.
I want to talk
Excited.
strategies. I'm so
Strategies.
Okay,
excited.
this is good to know because social media is one thing I want to be more savvy.
Yeah,
with.
I want to.
Okay.
I'm gonna make you beg.
You are?
I'm
Please
gonna-
do.
Because
Do
you
you,
need to be like.
do you
I'm
work
so-
on social
I
media?
need you
Reviews
to-
so hard.
Do you work
I
on
love
social
your
media?
music. I'm
Thank
so
you.
amazing at social media.
Really?
No,
Well, you both are because I
He's
see,
good.
I see your stuff.
that's his job. Okay, fun.
So yeah, I'm releasing EP song. I will do probably a couple of prides, but because of work, it won't be as many as I have done like in the past.
Okay. We do Pride, you said.
Yeah,
we do
we'll
Pride.
Can we
like
do Brighton?
a
Can you do
pride.
Brighton?
I would love to do. I've reached
Please
out to
try
them
to,
like the
'cause
last
that's
couple of
all we're
years.
doing.
I would love to. Maybe I'll email them after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Um,
come with us, either one.
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
I love performing at Pride so much. Like I think it's the best because it's so
Yeah,
freeing.
yeah.
People are
Yeah.
so supportive and so
Yeah.
loving. Like
Maybe
so,
we
yeah.
can reach out to UK Black Pride as well.
Yeah, Lady Phil.
Yeah, Lady Phil.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love to. I performed at Blacktoberfest, but I've never performed at Black Pride. But maybe this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reach
Could
out.
be the year.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Oh my god.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, we need to stop.
Yes.
Oh, it's been too long.
Oh, yeah. We're in the red.
No.
Shit.
Oh no.
Let's sign it off.
Okay, well, yeah. Where can people find you? What's
Yeah.
your handles and all that sort of stuff?
You can find me on social media. My handle is @Lordin Music. You can find all my music on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music as Lordin.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite song? If someone was going to listen to one song of yours,
Of
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really tough.
it's hard.
One song. Well, I guess right now I'd have to say "Don't You Want My." I would
Okay.
say.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of yeah.
And I say, catch it.
Catch it.
I just catch it.
Really?
Yeah.
I love
I
Catch It
love
too.
That song, like,
Really?
Like, genuinely love the song.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah, that's
Thank
why I'm
you.
excited. Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
it's always those weird ones that like I write so quick that I think are like a joke that people actually like, and I'm like, I wish I
no, it's
went back in time.
so it's been stuck in my
Really?
head the last couple
Yeah.
of days. Yeah.
Okay,
it's-
thank you.
yeah.
Maybe I should show you guys my music before I release next time, so you can tell me what you
Yes.
Big
like
stamp
and
of
then.
approval.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totes
Mm.
my goats. Love
Totes my
that.
goats.
Totes my goats, girl. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for
you.
watching and catch us next Monday. Love, love, love.